Johnny, this is what's going to save your life. Oh. I'm using compressed air here to lower this construction up and down. And this thing, if you imagine, is your feet, and it'll lower down to the ground there.
That's awesome.
There's some method behind my madness. Basically, what I want to do is work out a rough idea of what we're calling the coefficient of friction. That is another way of saying how slippy is one material against another one. So I want to work out what is the best surface to use on what we're running on, and it might not be a sandal.
The main element at play here is the coefficient of friction, which is the relationship of two forces. The force of friction between two surfaces and the force that pushes them together. Now, in this case, we need to find one surface, the sole of Johnny's shoe, that has the best coefficient of friction with the second surface, the road, so that Johnny can skate along smoothly.
Hup.
So we needed to get some benchmarks to see how different materials would act in our given situation, in our fairly controlled environment. First thing I wanted to try was the sandal. That was our starting point. Tony, get going, dude. Here we go. You ready? Here we go.
Yeah, drop them.
Drop those feet. Oh! The leg came clean off. It snapped. I was thinking, what are we doing? This is crazy.
Holy.
That is your leg.
I've never been so thankful in my life, brother. Those are throttled.
The destruction of the sandals was something I wasn't expecting, to be honest. Do I even need to tell you what would happen to your feet? All right, listen, here's what we're going to do. Back to the drawing board. We're going to try some different soles, some different surfaces.
Let's do it, man.
In science, you have to try things to get a gauge, to get a handle on how things are going to react, right? So I went with a rubber-soled sneaker.
I wanted to test something that would create a high coefficient of friction.
Drop the shoe. Here we go.
Oh!
The rubber is something which snatched and it grabbed. In the same way when you slide down an escalator and you get the whoop, 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 whoop kind of thing and your center of gravity is all over the place, that's what happened to those.
Not smooth at all. Like, at all.
So there's no way you could do it in rubber shoes. That's a fact. Right, football boot, Johnny. Let's go for a slightly tougher, more dense polymer, the soccer shoe.
Yeah, whoa.
The soccer shoe was something I would hope would get over that sort of snatch and grab thing that we saw with the rubber, but it didn't.
Now, with the cowboy boots, what I'm interested to see is what will happen when we combine a rubber heel with a hide sole.
A little better, but still pretty gnarly. That's a face plant for sure.
The wear pattern was fairly uniform over the hide sole part of it, and the rubber was no good for the reasons similar in the sneaker. The heel on the back of this boot is what is giving you that grabbing. We need a smooth, flat bottom made of hide. It has to be the sandal, but dude, we're missing something, man.